this doesn't say that Jesus got pierced in his side. Why does it say here, the his here is Christ's ear? Why does it say that? Instead of saying, piercing in his side or piercing in his hand. In this chat, it says it in the Psalms. It says it in other places about his hands and his side and feet, right? But here it says the ear. That's exactly where you and I need to be pierced. You and I need to be pierced in our ears. I'm going to show you that. Hang on. And he shall serve him. Who's the he? Christ, now, as the risen Messiah, shall serve the Father forever. Now, let me wrap this up for you. You got all of that, right? Now, this is talking about slavery. Let's go. Watch. Now, I want you to focus here on this piercing of the ear. Look at what God says. Oh, one book. Look what God says here. Okay. All right. Now this is Christ talking, or this is about Christ. All right. This is prophetic. He has put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. Many will see it and fear and will trust in the Lord. This is the resurrection. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust, talking about Christ, and does not respect the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. Many, O Lord, my God, are your wonderful works, which you have done, and your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you in order. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Now listen to this, folks. Listen carefully to the scriptures. Sacrifice and offering, you, Father, or Master, over in the book of Exodus 21. You didn't desire that. Who's this my? Is it David? Of course not. It's not no David. My ears, you, Father, have opened. You see what's going on here? Now, why does he say ears with an S here? That's not a mistake. And only ear in the book of Exodus. The ears here represents both part of Christ. It represents the sacrifice of Christ. And it also represents the resurrection of Christ in his fullness. You and I only get pierced once, but we get pierced through Christ. Burnt offering and sin offering you did not require. Then said I, listen, behold, I come in the scroll of the book. It is written of me. What book? Exodus. In other books concerning the sacrifices in Leviticus and Numbers says some, and then Deuteronomy, in Genesis. I delight to do your will, O God. Your law is written in my heart, within my heart. Now, if you go over to the book of Proverbs, you know what's substituted? Instead of saying ears, you know what he says? Ears is substituted for the word body. But a body you made for me. You see how he puts this together. Now, this is Christ, the slave of God. How does that translate to us? How does that work for us? You have to go to the book of Philemon, friends. The whole book of Philemon is about this: the conversion of a slave. You have to come to the New Testament, where this entire little, beautiful, wonderful book, and I'm wondering, and I do have to ask you a question: have you ever read it? And when you read it, did you look at it and read it and say, this is just some letter that Paul wrote to some man? No. No. This is God doing exactly what I told you and showed you right here. That little book, that little, 20 verses? Something like that? How many verses in this book? That little book consisting of 25 verses, folks, is one of the greatest books in the entire Bible, because it talks about how you and I, being slaves of sin, were purchased and are now on earth slaves of righteousness. And it talks about every single one of us being slaves and how we ought to treat each other now that we have been regenerated. You see, friends, the sinner cannot stop making people slaves. He can choose what level that he wants to treat the slave, but he can't choose not to do it. Why? Because the origin is sin. It's in us.